Hey my contrast again, and today guys, I'm here to do my anime review, and the main review is to Boku no Hero Academia Episode 3 guys. So guys, this review is late, like I said with my Ace Attorney review, is because I was busy, I couldn't do any reviews then, so sorry about that. So anyway guys, today I'm here to do my Episode 3 review of Boku no Hero Academia. So guys, what happened in this episode? In this episode, it was actually for our main character. I'm trying to get his name. I think Rukuro, I think that's his name. It's now we find out that Rukuro can actually gain a Quinky, literally, and it's actually because the way he gains it is that we found out Almighty's power, his ability. All Might's Quickie ability is known as All for One, and the reason why it's called All for, and what we found out with All for One is that it's actually a given Quinky. It's actually not All Might's to begin with. It was originally someone else's, but he ended up inheriting it. Someone recognized All Might as a worthy, pretty much successor, and he'd been given the ability. I have no idea how the given ability sort of worked. Well, we know how to give it, but how it affects All Might himself, I have no idea how it works. Because when I think about giving someone an ability, two options I can think of is that one is that pretty much they're able to still. One is the most obvious when it comes to giving someone powers, is that you end up losing your own. In other words, you end up no longer having that ability. You cannot use it anymore because you end up passing it on to someone else. That is new, and also if it ever happens in real life, that is more realistic than able to keep it, because technically you said you gave them. If you ever make a copy of your ability, okay, that is a lot different. But you're able to transfer a copy of the same ability, then that's maybe more or less you to able to keep it. When it's a copy, not actually the real how itself. You know, sometimes copies can actually be more powerful, maybe the same strength as the original, which I know is surprising, but it's true sometimes. But that's pretty rare. But that's the other option, is that his actually given is not really a given. He's able to just copy it and transfer it into Rukuro. Now, but I won't be sad it was actually not copied. It was actually given. Just instead, he's able to still have it somehow. But we do find out that his ability is he's not. He found out he was actually a Quinculus, and we found out he was Quinculus. But since he been given that power, he became the almighty All Might, and became the most powerful hero, and became the hero of peace. Because of that, everybody wanted, as they were in the world of people, majority of the world having Quinkies, or what superpowers. I think they should, in their minds, they prefer someone who is naturally born with this power. In other words, the person who was actually born with this power, you can actually say they were actually supposed to be the people who gave them ability. Because we definitely know, as it's an inherited ability, it's an ability to be given to someone. We already know that means someone was born. And we already know that powers have to be. You have to be born with powers. That means we already know that the original owner of All Might's ability, in other words, All Might's Quinky, that power originally belonged to someone who was actually born normal with that ability. Power was theirs to begin with, since they were born. That's what. But he finds out that even though you were born with this, you could give it to someone, and I take it in a way. His ability, All for One. From what I got from all my understanding, I could see from All for One, it could so far, as like I said, the only way abilities can be formed, you have to be born with an ability. You have to be born with it, and that's the only way the ability can come to this world. I don't believe, unless someone's able to actually physically, I don't know, use their mind and they end up creating something, and that's how it got like a form. They made a form of drug that this person ended up taking. That's another option. This ability could be originally a drug ability, which maybe I had able to awaken someone's Quinky, but for the price is that your Quinky is not permanent. It's not permanent because you can make it permanent if you want to. You can keep it for entire life until you die. But as it's not, to make it not permanent, like in a way, they have this ability to be able to give it to that someone. Because they know, technically, they got their ability not through the normal way. They end up having to force it out. So maybe that's how All for One came about. Maybe someone had an ability to didn't have an ability to begin with, but he really wanted power, and they were pretty much just like mad scientists or something. Decided to put a drug, and then that can actually force the activate your Quinky, and you end up getting this ability. You end up getting your Quinky. As you're born Quinkulous, that means you're more likely. There's a drug, more likely you have to maybe awaken it somehow, but I don't believe, like they did say you're Quinkulous, that means you're not born with a Quinky, so that means there should not be one to awaken, so that theory can be taken out, but there is a possibility that everybody was born with a Quinky, just no one even noticed that it needs to be, if you want people to have this ability, they have to force it, awaken it. If it came to the case of people who wasn't actually born properly and able to inherit it through age, they had to like force awaken it, but that's another possibility. But yet again, this drug could be a drug that could actually make itself into a Quinky. Yeah, this drug could turn into a Quinky. But this drug maybe only has one specific ability it can turn into, or depending on the person that drug got inserted to, it will turn into a ability that fits them. But as, like I said, it's a drug and it's a given ability, and like I said, with All Might's ability, it's a given ability. The price of having an artificial ability is that it's not supposed to be permanent. It's not supposed to be permanent. And as people are more likely to look down someone who actually didn't in this world, they will look down someone who got their ability not the normal way. They got it pretty much through cheating. Pretty much. We already know that means these people try to hide their identity, that they got it artificially. And maybe this person who maybe got this ability at first, got this ability because it was artificial, feel like, no, maybe I should not have it, because first off, maybe he was scared or this person might be scared because he might be looked down upon as a cheater. Like everybody knew he was Quinkulous, and they might get suspicious, and he doesn't want to find out that he used a form of drug or something. So instead of so it could be that, or that he decides to transfer. Like I said, it may be a reason to transfer it to someone else. When you find out he can transfer it to someone else, he gave it to the person who actually feel like who desperately needed it. And maybe at first, the first person that person chose was a child, and it was still the age where and also a child who was actually Quinkulous as well, who no one knew who that child more like might be weak Quinkulous because it was still not at the age of able to awaken his Quinkulous yet. So maybe that's the reason why he was able to get away with giving this ability to the kid, because technically, in a way, you're giving it to a kid who but also still had potential of actually sort of the age to start sooner or later having its Quinky awaken. But then, as they got given this Quinky, maybe a Quinky they could have had didn't wake up because of that, or that he was Quinkless. He was wanted to be Quinkless, but he didn't want people to find out. So he decided to get. He don't want this child to be Quinkless, so he decided to give it to the child in a way, and then sooner or later that child and that child and a person he decided to give it to someone else through the generations and people start inheriting or something like that. I know some of this shit I know I'm talking shit here, but I like these kind of little theories I can make. Because I never read the manga. I am maybe planning if I get a chance to. I don't know. I'm watching the anime, and so far what I heard from people include that the anime is doing very well to adapt the manga. Even the people I actually watch on YouTube, they read the manga. They say it's adapting very good, so that's a good thing to know. Now, Boku no Hero, for this for his ability, for all Right's ability, like I said, maybe, like I said, I believe that All Might's ability is artificial, and I still can't see, like I said, it can be given, like, they could go for the possible route that someone was actually born with just, they were somehow, it was not actually supposed to be permanent, and he decides, and once he that the person who originally owned it found out it was not permanent, he thought like, he should give it to someone who deserved it more than he did, and he decided to give it to someone else. It's another public theory, like I said, it's this person who originally owned it, the first person who actually had this ability because they were born with it, they feel like, no, I don't deserve this. This person feels more heroic than I do, but they're Quinkulous. So he ends up starting to give that person that Quinky. And maybe what that person who actually originally was actually All Might himself. Or possibility it was someone before All Might, and just soon down the line, the person who had the ability then decided to give it to All Might, and then of course All Might now gave it to Ruko. Now Ruko, before he inherited, he had to train, because we find out with his ability, with All Might's ability, is that if it's been given to someone who's not been trained, that has not trained their body to sustain the amount of power, energy, like, as you know, he goes big and strong, like the way All Might does with his ability. If he gave it to someone who was not the body structure to do that, they would pretty much die once they inherited the ability. And I take it, the reason why people know that is because maybe they felt, when they inherited, they felt like the body actually could rip off. Or, so they know, and when they checked, it was actually a possibility that could have happened. Or that maybe someone actually tried to inherit someone's ability. Maybe the person who originally they were planning to give them inheritance to, they found out that actually, oh crap, they died. Now, I don't know if the ability might be lost. The ability could, like, if that did happen, and maybe there was more people out there who had the same, similar situation like All Might, that's part of the reason why they can give information like that out, or possibility that this ability goes back to the original owner of the ability, well, the original owner before the transition to that person. In other words, the owner of the ability before they decide to transfer it. So in other words, the person who had the ability decided to give it to someone, but then they end up dying because of the ability to transfer. Maybe the ability goes back to the person who tried to give it to them. That it can be reversed back. That's the problem. But anyway, that's part of the reason how maybe that's part why All Might knows that if you try to take our ability about training your body for enough months / days, like you would die pretty much. But so that means Ruko had to train for 10 months with a very strict training manual. Oh my god, for 10 months before the exam as well, to enter the school he wanted to go to. UA, I think that's how it's say. So yeah, and so very much, even though it's like time skips, but I take it that happened in manga because I feel like that would be boring to read a manga for a while from, well, it might not be too boring, but for an anime and manga thing to sell on training for 10 months, like, you'll be able to deal with, like I said, this time scales I do feel like I'm glad they had, because technically, if they try to go for the realistic route when it comes to anime and manga, because, like, when it comes to training-based episodes, if they don't go for the, like I said, too much time, like only small time skips, like small time skips, like maybe a month or a week of training, like they can do that every time, like, or pretty much 3 days of training or something like that. They don't have to time skip because it's not too long, so they can pull it off. But when it comes to 10 months ones, if they are going down that route, that will have taken like, it could possibility taken, I would say, 10-month thing with anime and manga. Well, majority manga, it starts as a manga. I would say if they actually went for like actually trying to dig down more information, actually trying to actually trying to build up more of this training, make it try to stretch out longer, it would have been more like 20 chapters just on them training. I feel like that was possible because technically 10 months, pretty much nearly half a year. Nearly half a year, guys. When it comes to anime series and manga, when I try to concentrate something, when I do series actually based on that specific year that character is in, they of course they keep on carrying on and don't do much time skipping. But the ones they do focus on further years, which this series does, which makes them able to still be in those new years, they do have some form of time skip. Like, SEO, they had their time skips because they're, even though really they didn't have to actually time skip. They didn't have to time skip really, but in a way they had to in some, not just because of budget and stuff, but all because they tried to at least tell you guys how they were gonna be in there for a long time. So really, seeing them in the same year for a season, focusing on one thing, it does get boring after a while. So, like I said, 20 chapters, then pretty much training, nothing else would happen. That would be a tiresome thing. Like 20 chapters. That would be possible. But I already know, I take it was pretty much only one chapter long. Like, I don't believe, maybe two. You can get away with 2 or 3. Like, 2 or 3 you can get away with training based chapters. You can get away with that. But I don't believe it's like that. But that's it, really, because if there are, so that's what I believe that's going to happen. That will happen. That if it did happen, that's what will happen. Because I never read the manga, so I don't know how many chapters, or maybe it's only one chapter, the training thing was. But I do believe they more did the time skip thing as well. So technically, even though it was in the manga, it's still technically time skipping because you're skipping years of time they were alive, pretty much in the series. I know this review is long. This review is going to be long, guys. Because there's a lot of things this episode actually makes me want to talk about. So yeah, pretty much Ruko had to train. Once 10 months are up before the day before the exam, All Might ends up giving, after Ruko finishes training, that's when he decides to give Ruko his power. The way to give it to him is that he plucked the one of his hair and made Ruko eat it. Yeah. And he did say the only way to inherit this ability, you have to pretty much eat something of his DNA. So pretty much it has something to do with his DNA. It could have been anything on his body. Hair, like anything from his body, you could have gave it to him and you could have had his ability. any part of his body. I take it, because he did say, you need to eat my DNA. You need to eat something about my DNA. That means any part of your body. You can even give me your skin or something. But of course he gave the head to make it appropriate and also less gruesome, because I don't believe this series is really gruesome, really. This is a comedy series, so what do you expect? Well, if it goes to comedy gruesome, then it's a lot different, because they make it comedic. But something like giving your skin to someone, that's a bit very not comedic. It's pretty dark and freaky. So if that, but of course he gave him hair. But that means really this ability, you could give someone your ability through other forms of means of DNA. Like any form means of DNA. Including the most disgusting ones as well. This ability could, oh my, you can get through them. Like I said, I'm not going to mention it. Maybe blood I can mention, but the other ones, they feel too English. But like I said, I have to watch it because I know because of that. But you understand what I mean. So yeah, so you can inherit this by eating. So to inherit this ability, you need to eat something part of its own DNA. In other words, in this case, hair. Oh, I actually put some of it, one of it out. Oops. Anyway, so yeah, so we will end up getting this ability. The day on the exam, he went to the school. I think this is the principal, like this DJ looking guy, hero guy. The principal, the school, they tells them that what they have to do for the exam, and they have to beat these monsters. Before they actually went to the exam, before they started the exam, Ruka will end up nearly falling on his face, but this girl came out, which I take it was going to see a recurrence of her, because they did show her face, and it looked like officially. In a way, when it comes to anime, I can actually, lately, I don't even have to look at the screen art when I click on the series, I don't have to look at it, because for some reason I can tell this person is going to be an important or reoccurrence character that's going to happen in the series, because we're going to see them more often than we expected to. So, you might expect, because there's some reason, when you see some certain characters, like the background characters, sometimes when it gets so close, you might get a catch up. You might think they're going to be there, but of course they're not. If you're like how long you're used to, like I am, you can tell straight away. Now, you don't have to go in dialogue with them. You can tell straight away they're going to be recurring characters. So, like you don't have to like do anything. They introduce anybody or anything. You can tell straight away. So yeah, it's like this girl came, and we're definitely going to see her again. And her ability, it seems to be telepathy. She can be able to move things, like she can move things in the air or something like that, including people. So yeah, but yeah, after the prince, then it goes to the principal part. He tells them, exam, defeat these monsters, and dodge them, and yeah, that's it really. Now, animation quality of this episode, guys, looked fucking awesome. Training, actually, when they showed Rook training, the animation, and the ending of the training, awesome. Anyway, guys, that's my anime review for Boku no Hero Academia. Hope you guys like it. Become a channel fan today. If you guys want to FML, go touching down below. My address there, and yeah, hope you guys like it. Comment, subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye, guys.